That's a kick you in the butt enchilada sauce. I love it. Hey everybody, it's Danielle Bennett, also known as Diva Q. I'm here in the Traeger kitchen. We're gonna have a fun day today in here because I'm gonna make a recipe that's near and dear to my heart. I'm making my pulled pork enchiladas. They're cheesy, they've got beans in them, they're delicious, and let's get started. So, first thing you wanna do, grab some ingredients to head to the grill. One of the things about this recipe is that it came out of leftovers. I am a leftover barbecue queen, and when I was competing, I had a ton of leftover pulled pork, lots of leftover, barbecue meats. And so one of the things that I tried to do was come up with really creative ways in which to use those leftovers. Who doesn't love cheesy enchiladas? But cheesy enchiladas that are filled with beans, a homemade sauce, and smoked pulled pork, it's a winning recipe and it's a great combination. So first things first, grab the garlic. Take a little slice off the top, just like that. Just set it aside. We're getting this ready basically. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna pour a little bit of olive oil on there, a little bit of salt and pepper. In the meantime, I'm gonna make a little nesta for this with a piece of foil. Just a little piece of foil. When I put it on the grill, I put it right next to the pan that's making the sauce. There we go. Just a little nest for that lovely little clove of garlic. And when you actually roast it, the garlic takes on all that wood fire goodness from the Traeger, and it gives a little bit of more smoky flavor. So I'm here for it. All right, garlic's ready to go to the grill. Next thing, I'm gonna quarter up. So this is really easy. Some tomatoes, just like that. So that goes to the side, and then I've got my onion. This is a really easy recipe because we're gonna use either a blender or an immersion emulsifier. One of the great things about it, you don't have to worry about a lot of fine cutting or chopping, which I think makes it really easy. We just kind of want to get the veggies kind of roasted out a bit, get them a little softer, and it makes a big difference to the overall flavor. Now, these are the things that I'm using. If you wanted to put in, say, a mixture of chilies, or you've got different tomatoes, or if you're actually a gardener that actually can grow tomatoes, go ahead and use whatever you want. Of course, I'm fighting with the onion. Of course I am. And I'm gonna take all these ingredients, I'm gonna put them in a bowl. So, I've got my onions, I've got my chilies, I've got my tomatoes, heading to the grill. All right, so I've got my pan here, and remember this preheated, okay? I'm gonna set that to the side for now. I've got all of my ingredients. So my chilies, my tomatoes, and my onions. Get all those bits in there, okay? Give it a little stir. One of the things I like to do is make sure everything kind of gets coated in the oil a bit. It's gonna go on for about 20 minutes or so. You wanna come back about halfway and give it a stir. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my garlic ready. So garlic for me, I'm gonna put a little bit of oil, just like that. A little bit of black pepper, a little bit of salt. And we're just gonna put it right beside here just to get it roasted off. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be pretty. Just wanna make sure it gets all in there, okay? Turn your handle, close the lid. All right, it's been about 20 minutes or so, and it's time to go to the grill and get all of our great things off. Now, one of the best parts about this is how it smells. It's so aromatic at this point. So things are getting a little toasty. We've got a little caramelization around the edges. I don't know, I love the way it smells and I love the way it looks. I'm gonna add in some other goodness, and we're gonna actually be putting this back on the grill again. So here's the deal. I love these. Chipotles, little tiny chilies in a can. Don't do this with your knives, but I'm not breaking a nail. I'm a diva for a reason, okay? So here's the thing. Even on my modified spice level of life, I want the whole can in there, okay? It smells so good. 1 whole can. I've got a little bit of brown sugar. This little bit of brown sugar really tempers like the acidity level in the tomatoes. I think it brings everybody to the table, and it's just a wonderful addition. A little bit of cumin. Measure with your heart, people. Measure with your heart. I'm gonna put in as much as I think, which is probably gonna be, I don't know, half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. It's completely up to you. Next thing, I've got some whole peeled tomatoes. We're gonna plonk those in, just like that. Last thing, before this goes back on the grill, I'm gonna put in a couple of cups of chicken stock. Now, you have homemade stuff, go ahead and use it. You just got bouillon cubes, rehydrate it to make 2 cups, or you can buy this one already pre-made. I just eyeball this up. There you go, that looks like about 2 cups. Ready to go? All right, we're gonna give this a generous stir, making sure everybody gets mixed up. I also always wanna make sure when you stir it up and before it goes back on the grill, you wanna make sure the chilies are buried in that lovely liquid, okay? You really do wanna make sure they're in there, because we want them to get nice and soft and pliable, because we're gonna pulse the daylights out of this later. All right, we're all mixed up. It's time to go back to the grill, and this is gonna take some time. I want as much wood-fired goodness in there. I want to get all those flavors to meld. So give it a good 40, 45 minutes, back on the grill. All right, I've got that ready to go. I've got my garlic ready to go. And it's time to make this into an amazing enchilada sauce. All right, first things first, gonna open up this garlic. No joke, it's hot. It's hot and it's very caramelized, okay? It smells fantastic. Once again, if you really like garlic, put a couple of those bulbs in. It's your house, okay? Here for this one today, I'm gonna wrap this in a cloth because it is smoking hot. And I'm actually gonna squeeze it out into the sauce, okay? Just like that. Whew, that's some hot stuff. All right, we're good. Look at all this beautiful color. Oh, it's fantastic. And this next stage is very satisfying, okay? Because we're actually gonna blend all of this up. You can do this a variety of ways. You can do it in small batches in a blender, in a food processor, or like I am today, I'm gonna use a stick blender. Now, here's the deal. You gotta be really careful. This is smoking hot, and you don't wanna do this when it's cold. You really do wanna do this when it's nice and warm. So be careful when you do this, okay? So we're gonna go in very carefully. I'm always afraid of the first one, I really am, okay? And you wanna move it in slow motion all the way around. And you wanna just keep blending it until it's a nice pureed sauce. It's like the fear of getting splashed. As you can see, I'm making a bloody mess today is what I'm making. It's okay, it's fun. All right. So let's see, do I have any big chunkies? We are good to go, people. We're nice and golden. Here's the thing. This is better than, I think, honestly, 90% of the canned enchilada sauces out there. I think it's really worth the time to do this because this sauce is so full of flavor. Now, one of the things I would recommend at this point, give it a little taste test and adjust for salt. Woo, baby. We got some spice. If you want to wake up, whoo, straight enchilada sauce. But it does need some salt. So I'm going to adjust with a little bit of salt now. That's a kick you in the butt enchilada sauce. I love it. So now it's time for assembly. We're gonna put all these great ingredients together and we're gonna make some amazing enchiladas. So I have some refried beans, I've got some shredded cheese, I've got some leftover pulled pork, more chilies, because why not? And our homemade enchilada sauce that's smoking hot that just came off the grill. So here's how I do it. I start off with all of this pulled pork. I'm gonna put in about half of this cheese and save the rest for a lovely cheesy topping, okay? I'm gonna put in these let's see, these are green chilies. If you don't want any more spice in this, don't put them in. I love these in there. Whole can, just like that. Get rid of those. So now we have to add one more ingredient, of course, some of the enchilada sauce. So eyeball it up, a cup and a half, 2 cups. You just don't want it so saucy that you can't roll it and have it all come out. So I've got all the ingredients in there. Grab your spoon or tongs. You want to get these really well mixed. You're gonna have, at the end of all of this, you're gonna have some of the enchilada sauce left over. And one of the things I like to do is actually just freeze it afterwards. It's great for future projects, great for putting on tacos in general, but you are gonna have a little bit of that sauce left over. So I like the way that this texture is. So you can see beautiful strands, all coated, a little bit of cheesy goodness, just enough to keep everything kind of nice and moist and together, but not dripping off of it. That's the proper texture. You really do want to make sure that that pork is kind of shredded up, so it's getting all that lovely coverage. All right, so I'm gonna put this over to the side for now. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of real estate here. I'm gonna pop off some gloves because it might get a little messy, okay? Just gonna take off that, Traeger ring so I can get this glove on. I've got some tortillas here, 10 of them. These are flour tortillas. You can use whatever kind you want. If you've got a favorite place you like to buy tortillas, or if you prefer corn tortillas, if you want to make them from scratch, you can do that too. But 10 is about what you need. I have a baking dish here, and it's a cast iron baking dish, but you can always put this into like a lasagna pan. About 9 by 13 is the size you're looking for, okay? So here's my pan. It's heavy. It's been sprayed with nonstick spray. So before we start assembling them, you want to get your pan ready. Nonstick spray, a little bit of sauce in the bottom, okay? There we go. Put that to the side. You just want to make sure that pan is completely coated on the bottom, because we're going to be taking our tortillas as we fill them and we're going to be putting them in this pan. It smells so good in here right now. All right. Pan ready? Oh, right there. Tortillas, 10 of them. And now, some assembly required. So, here's how I do it. A little bit of refried beans. A little bit of meat. Why I have gloves on. And I always try to put them in the pan, seam side down, just like that. Keep going. Got to do this 9 more times now. Once again, a very kid-friendly recipe for assembly. Get rid of that. All right. All right, now bring your, oh, it's heavy. It's a lot heavier now than it was before. Push everything aside, get that last one in there. I like to make sure they're nice and secure in there, okay? And now it's time to add in 2 more things to finish this off. We're gonna put in more of the enchilada sauce over top, and the final layer is gonna be our shredded cheese. So, grab your cup or a big ladle. Maybe just a touch more. Just on those edges. All right, they are well coated. Okay, that's it. Add cheese. Look at all that cheesy goodness. Now, I'm just saying, if you're a spice-loving person, you could also top up this entire casserole dish with jalapeno bits too, okay? You could chop up jalapenos. In my house, we're not doing that, but at your house, you might want to do that, okay? So, we've got to get this all bubbling and good. The grill's running at about 350 degrees, about 30 minutes or so. Honestly, you just want to make sure it's bubbling and hot and good. Now, normally I just like hoof this up. Because this is so heavy, I'm going to go to the grill first, and I'm going to make sure the lid's open. Now, in my house, I use more hickory wood than anything else. So today, that's what we're using, hickory. But at your house, feel free to use mesquite, oak, or your favorite blend. Hot, bubbling, and oh my goodness, cheesy. All right, the best part, it's time to eat, everybody. So I've got my beautiful tray here. I'm gonna move it just to the side. I'm gonna go grab some cutlery, a spatula, and a few more toppings. All right, it's really hot. Be careful with this pan, okay? So, I have no promises on getting it out of the pan, okay? I just wanna make this very clear. If I get one out whole, it'll be a good day, okay? So, go along the edges. You know that there's 10 in there, so you can kind of see the edges, kind of break them down a bit. Ooh, hot, so hot. And because I made it, I get to pick where I take it from. And the center has the most cheese. So at your house, you do you, but since I get to make it, ooh, look at me go. Oh, look at that cheese falling off the side. Look at that cheesy goodness, everybody. Ooh, baby. I love cilantro. I love green onions. And I'm a huge fan of a nice dollop of sour cream on top of this. And that, to me, is how you should make leftover pulled pork taste outstanding. That's a happiness and a bite for sure. Nothing about that sucks. Honest to goodness. This is something I love to make. Great use for pulled pork. Great use for lots of leftovers from the grill. Cheesy goodness, little wood-fired kissed, homemade enchilada sauce for the win, people, for the win, okay? And this is just my version, so if you change up the recipe, make sure you tag us in your pictures. The recipe is right below. You need to like, subscribe, make sure you follow us on all those great social channels. Make delicious food like this on your own grill at home. Remember, real food for real people, right here from the Traeger kitchen.